This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay, we got a pretty good rare. I don't think he's a bomb exactly, but he's pretty good. I mean, a 2-mana 2/3 loads up your graveyard, can transform. Also a really flavorful card, a very Frankenstein-y kind of card, which is cool. I think it's probably the pick. This pack isn't super strong. I mean, foul play is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, this rest of this pack is pretty big bummer. I think foul play is the only other card I would feel pretty good about taking here. I think Revenge of the Drowned and Clarion Cathars are pretty nice. There's lots of pretty nice cards in this pack, but not a lot of great stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Ludwig here. He does sort of, he doesn't completely lock us in on 2 colors or anything like that. So, we'll keep our eyes open for other stuff, but he is good. I do like Ambitious Farmhand. It's a first pickable card for sure. Setting up your 3rd land drop late in the game turns into a very relevant 3/3 with lifelink. In this pack, I think we're looking at Defenestrate and Dreadhound. So Dreadhound and Ludwig synergize well together, obviously. Defenestrate is premium removal, which is great. It does feel like maybe this is a format where you need to lean harder on removal than normal. That's certainly how our drafts have felt so far, where we've seen these engine cards just take over games and we haven't had enough removal. I like Dreadhound a lot, but my experience so far, and granted this is our 4th draft, seems to indicate to me that removal is something I should value more than like a 6-drop that's pretty good, but kind of replaceable, So we're going to go for the removal there. Oh, well, here's some more good removal. Olivia's Midnight Ambush is great removal. We just got wrecked by it, we know. But, even if it's not night, it's reasonable. And if it's night, it's insane. Can't Stay Away is pretty good, I think. I mean, pretty good is an exaggeration, but certainly playable and a cool card. And it has really cool art. I like the art a lot on that card. I like that all the different cats are having very different reactions to the situation of this cat, ghost cat. Like, most of them are freaking out, and then there's this orange one that's like leaning in and like, I'm gonna keep eating, I don't care. It's pretty funny. But yeah, we'll take the Midnight Ambush here. It's funny because lately in most sets it has felt more like removal has been less good overall, but so far in this format it's not felt that way to me. Again, small sample size, but yeah. So Moonrager's Slash is really good. I think we take it over. We do have Ludwig. Like I said, though, we don't have to be locked in on it, and we could potentially splash the Slash. But yeah, it's a great removal spell. Search Party Captain is quite nice too, but Moonrager's Slash is the best card here. Our last deck was really grindy. The one that you played against Turvasil, and then you destroyed our graveyard, and it didn't feel so good. Okay, I'd probably take Gale Drifter here. I mean, Siege Zombie's not bad either, of course. Do I think Gale Drifter's better than Siege Zombie? I don't know. Don't know if I do. It probably is. Okay, so here's a Siege Zombie if we want one. It's probably what we take. I like the Occultist. If we have, for blue-black, theoretically we'll have a lot of sacrifice stuff going on, but if we're blue-black, we should have enough bodies for Siege Zombie to do its thing. I think I like it a little more than the Occultist here. Alright, I think we grab Revenge of the Drowned here. I've liked it so far, a reasonable amount. You trade 1 for 1 and you get a kind of a free body tacked onto it, which is cool. There are definitely some, I've seen some gross engine things going on. Yeah, white looks reasonably open, but it's not like any of this is super exciting. I I'll probably take the Harrier. I think it's better than Blade Brand overall, even though it's less likely we play black. Yeah, Immolation's a nice little card. It's true. Okay, so we're doing pretty well on zombies at this point, and we're likely to do better. So I think maybe we grab our first crawl from the cellar here over our first hobbling zombie. Yeah, I think we do. Flip the Switch and Startle aren't bad. I think I'm going to take the Occultist, though. I like it a little more. Also, like, by the way, changing colors in packs is something that you should be doing when you draft, depending on what you see is or isn't open, but anyway. I guess I'm going to... I'll take that, you know. Alright, I think we'll grab this Startle. I kind of want to play with the card. I mean, I think it does enough things that it's probably worth the card, but yeah. Stuffed bear. Okay, what do we have here? So here's another Moonrager's Slash, which is obviously excellent. And we could still be a black-red deck. I mean, there's no reason we can't be. Diagraph Horde's quite good. Foul Play, pretty good too. Yeah. I mean, I'm leaning towards Slash. I think it's strong enough that you take it here. This is obviously a bad rare. I think I would take it... If this were pack 1, pick 1, I think the Slash is what I would take out of this pack too. So, yeah. So Cursive Surveillance is a card I really want to play with too. It seems like it has a really high ceiling, but the question is whether it's too slow in this format. Both of these uncommons are quite strong. Gavany, Dawnguard, and Hound Tamer, they're both great. Diagraph Horde gives us more bodies. Right now, really the only payoff we have for those bodies is Siege Zombie, which isn't that exciting. We do have good stuff to get back with Ardent Elementalist, which is a thing. Burn the Accursed, nice that it exiles things in a format where that really matters. I mean, I definitely need more synergy to really take advantage of Diagraph Horde, but it's probably good enough to just take here. I have a feeling the Curse is a little too slow. I could be wrong. I mean, I could see it grinding out the value for sure, but the question is how consistently will it do it? So another crawl from the cellar, but I think we'll just grab Gale Drifter here. Yeah, I mean, this is a zombie, like one of these zombie token payoffs, but it's pretty bad. Revenge of the Drowned number 2, I'm not super pumped about. I think we probably just take the Werewolf here. Shady Traveler. I guess Bat Whisperer is probably the pick here. Grizzly Ghoul's not bad, but yeah, I think we just take Bat Whisperer. White does seem reasonably open here. Guess like Naturalist. Don't love the Amalgam. Yeah, I mean, white definitely looks the most open, but it is, at this point, it is pretty much too late to pivot. I mean, maybe it's not completely. Black is our base color, you know, now that I'm looking at our deck. We could potentially pivot, which I know some people won't like. However, it's not like we have that good of blue stuff or reds. I mean, we do have good red stuff, but we don't have very much of it. I'm going to go ahead and grab this Trapper, and we'll see what happens here. Okay, so here's an Evolving Wilds. I think our deck really is going to need Moonrager's Slash to be at its best. Dread Knight is a solid playable, but red is not going to be a base color in this deck, most likely. I mean, I could be wrong. You know, that could change. Unblinking Observer is good, too, but I think we need the Wilds, because if we can't play our Moonrager's Slash, we're in trouble. Ooh, getting a Scob here is pretty good for our deck. We have a lot of zombies. More would be good now. Rotten Reunion's not, like, terrible. Neither's Blood Pact. I mean, they're both reasonable cards. I think maybe Blood Pact's a little better. Yeah. White's definitely the most open color, but I haven't seen that much exciting. I mean, you know, the Gavany Trapper was exciting enough that I went that route, but yeah. So now we do have more of a payoff for going wide with zombies like Diagraph Hordes. More would be good. In our third pack, if we can pick up a bunch more, that would be great. I think we'll grab an Elementalist. I mean, it's another thing we could splash if we end up with significantly more fixing. And, yeah. I think most likely we're just going to splash these 2 slashes. And we do kind of need, like, 1 more Evolving Wilds to get there. But yeah. I mean, see, these 3 white cards aren't that good. I mean, the ones that are left, it's not like crazy stuff is still there. I mean, these 2 are actually, you know, fine. But, yeah. So there's another Evolving Wilds. Seriously worth considering taking here because this pack is... I mean, it's not bad. Foul Play and Eaten Alive are both things I'm kind of interested in. I mean, actually, we're really interested in Eaten Alive now that I think about it. We have enough zombie tokens, and we're probably going to get more. We probably do take it over the Wilds. Foul Play is not bad either, but I think in our deck, Eaten Alive is going to be good enough. Okay, so got a Vengeful Strangler here. We have a few sack outlets. We could definitely use more. The Celestis is interesting. It's actually fixing. It's fixing. I mean, the night and day stuff's not going to help us that much. But it helps some. I mean, the looting and the life gain and the fixing and the... It might just be worth it. Except for that there's an Olivia's Midnight Ambush here that we probably take over, like, Siege Zombie and Vengeful Strangler. And the Celestis, I think. Yeah. Yeah. The Celestis is tempting there, but this does not help us splash. However, we do have another Blade Stitch Scob, and I think that's probably what we take here. Yeah, that's the pick for us. Picking up some more late zombies would be good. I'd probably just grab another Defenestrate here, though. I mean, we could get a Startle, which makes zombies, but, you know, I think we'd rather have Defenestrate. We're not Nominous Roost decks, sadly. I think we take the Wilds. That means we can play both these slashes, and I'll feel fine about it. Siege Zombie's tempting, but I think being able to play these slashes is going to be pretty good. I mean, we have a lot of removal, but so far in this format, that feels like it's going to be pretty good. All right, we'll grab a Siege Zombie here pretty happily. So we have 5 cards that are straight up zombies, and then we have other cards that make them. So, Dawnheart Mentor, pretty good card to still be here. This isn't really the zombie I'm after. I think we'll take a werewolf here. Hungry for More, not really worth a splash. This doesn't actually help our mana that much. I think we'd rather just have Locked in the Cemetery. So we are, like, well-stocked in terms of removal. I guess we could kind of... I mean, we don't really have a great finisher right now, the way this deck is constructed. That's something that might have been nice. Maybe I do need to take one of those. Oh, another Wilds. Okay. All right. Sure. Can I splash other things? I might even be able to splash the Elementalist now with 3 Evolving Wilds. I don't really want to splash Brimstone Vandal, though. Yeah, so maybe we want this Amalgam. I mean, we don't have much at the top of our curve, and I don't love it, but it is potentially a finisher. So... I think we can get away with splashing all 3 of these. Yeah, well, yeah, right. Ludovic can sort of be our win condition for sure. Hey, I don't hate this last pick Unblinking Observer. Or this really late Revenge of the Drowned. Those are nice things. So, feel pretty good about this deck. So far, when I felt good about a deck in this format, it's gone 2 and 3, though. So maybe I should say, I don't think this one's going to be that good. And then we'll, you know, get 5 or more wins. That's how it works. Okay. So we definitely don't need this many mountains. We're probably just running 1 and 3 Evolving Wilds, so yeah. 11, 12, 15, and I guess we need black more than we need blue. That's pretty good mana right there. You know, 10, 9, 4. Yeah, pretty good mana. Let's see. Probably not really in need of a Blood Pact type card. Yeah, not so much. You know, Oregon Hoarders would have been nice. Probably don't need Blade Brand. I don't love that card in general. Especially if I don't have any combos with it. Like, you know, ping damage and stuff. Are we a Bat Whisperer deck? I mean, it's kind of near the top of our curve, and it seems like a reasonable thing to have there. It's going to be gross, like, if we ever, like, have this in play past the turn and have both Moonrager Slash and Midnight Ambush in our hand. That would be cool. I don't think we need 2 mountains. I could cut the Elementalist if I was really worried that my mana wouldn't support it, but I think we're okay. So, yeah, we have 6 straight up zombies and then a bunch of cards that make more zombies. Yeah, this is tricky what to cut here. Because, like, our worst... We do have some bad cards. I mean, not bad, but they're, you know, the worst cards in our deck are probably, like, Startle and Drowned Amalgam. But I sort of feel like we need both of those things, given our deck composition. I guess the Occultist isn't amazing. We're not doing a good job of sacking stuff for the most part. Like, we have Eaten Alive. Yeah, probably lose the Occultist. Why would I run 1 less wilds? What world are you living in? This isn't like Constructed, where the land coming into play tapped is a massive downside. You never want to be... Well, I guess the milling. I guess that's true. If our 1 mountain gets milled. But I think we just have to accept that. I mean, I don't think it's that likely to happen. It's definitely possible. But it's also possible that before that happens, we get our mountain. I mean, so it's all random, you know. It's just as likely we don't draw our mountain. You know, anything could happen. So I think we're going to lose Startle here. How good is the Observer in this deck? Because we have spells, but, like, none of them are expensive, so I think maybe we don't really need it. Yeah, I don't love the Observer. Yeah, I don't love Bat Whisperer either. I think maybe Startle and Bat Whisperer are our last 2 cuts. Yeah. I think that works for me. The question is whether we want to leave the Elementalist in. I think that's a reasonable question, because, yeah, we have stuff we can rebuy. But most of it's not that exciting. So, I mean, it is. It's removal. Like, yeah, I think we leave her in. Okay. See how this does. Look at that mana. Probably have to mulligan. Yep. Wow. Okay. So we're going to keep 6. I think we probably hold on to the removal and get rid of Crawl from the Cellar. Not looking good up front right now. You know, for our record being as bad as it is, we really haven't mulliganed that much. We're gonna get beat down here if we don't find a swamp soon. My God. Woo! Yep. Okay. Well, we're gonna play our Gale Drifter here. We had a pretty sweet green-white aggro deck yesterday that I think is probably the best deck we've drafted so far, even though it only went 2 and 3. Oh my God. What is happening right now? I mean, I know what's happening, and it's not good. We're pretty much dead, yeah. I mean, not drawing any of our mana. There's an Evolving Wilds. So we did that with the green-white deck against somebody yesterday in our first game, and then, like, lost 3 of the next 4. So it was very weird. Yeah, that was, like, the best hand ever versus the slowest hand ever. And it did not go well, unsurprisingly. Okay, this is much better. We can grab our mountain right away, for those worried we're going to mill our mountain. And, yeah. Yeah, we got stomped, to say the least, in that game. I want to play a swamp here, so the Midnight Ambush is online. That card's an interesting one. Curious to see if our opponent can do stuff with it. It's another Wilds, and it's tempting to play, but I think we probably just want to play our Werewolf here. So at some point, if we want to, we can just pass the turn, have it be night, and then this will just kill anything, basically. So, that's good. Hey, look at that. That looks familiar. Yeah, so I think we'll probably be doing that. We can't really let Ludovic do his thing. Passing the turn also makes our creature bigger, so I think it's worth doing here. They get to tap or untap something for what that's worth, but... Oh, yeah, they can tap that. That's true. So they're going to attack us here. The question is whether I want to kill Ludovic now, or I kind of want them to use up their mana, you know, on Ludovic, but... He can only do his ability at sorcery speed. So yeah, I mean, at the end of their turn, we'll use the ambush if nothing else. Hey, there's that card we were wondering about. All right, so let's ambush. So they may find a way. I mean, that draws them a ton of cards, and we haven't put them under much pressure yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Doesn't really matter what we get, because we have 1 land of each still in our hands. So they get to draw an extra card here. So, yeah, I think we play Diregraph Horde here. Attack and play Diregraph Horde, that is. Oh, yeah. Scob's going to be pretty potent next turn. And we can get rid of both of these. Oh no. Our friend, the Morbid Opportunist. Card that wrecked us. Yeah, I mean, like in our last draft, the problem, yeah, I mean, we've run into engines that just seemed really difficult to beat. Our deck has a ton of removal in it, so it'd be nice to get some. Oh, I can actually play my Elementalist here and just kill it. That's probably worth doing. I would think. Yeah. So, yeah. Play our Elementalist here, see if they let us anyway. Get back our ambush. Cast the ambush on the Opportunist. Okay. So, they return it to their hand, but, you know, I think I'm okay with that. I think we just swing all out here. So we're up to... we have 3 cards in our graveyard. Right, drop them to 8. We can't really let this game go super long because of our Curse of Surveillance. Their Curse of Surveillance, I should say. Yeah, I mean, making it night isn't, like, perfect, obviously, but I'm not super upset about it either. Okay, so there's kind of an interesting line we could take here, potentially. So let's play this Scob. So I could decide to get my Elementalist killed here. And rebuy our ambush again with Crawl from the Cellar. If I attack with all 3, they have to block all 3. But they can also kill my Shady Traveler pretty easily. I mean, that would drop them to 2, though, for what that's worth. I think I'm just going to attack with these 2. This Curse of Surveillance, by the way, would be like another engine that manages to beat us, potentially. So, ooh, that's annoying. They draw their card, because they're not drawing enough cards, you know? Alright, so... wait a second. So, what do we get? What do I want more now? Probably the Horde, honestly, because of the Scob. Put a counter here. I can actually flash it back, too, and just get the Elementalist. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're doing sweet things, but I'm not sure we can overpower Curse of Surveillance because they've slowed us down enough. It does have Menace. It does. I guess I should have attacked with it in retrospect. I mean, Blade Brand would have done a thing, but it wouldn't have been as potent. We need our lightning bolts. That's what we need. So, an interesting thing is, we could have considered leaving things in our graveyard so our Locked in the Cemetery would have tapped a thing down for sure, but it was tricky. Okay. So we've got 7 mana here. Well, oh, Morbid Opportunist, the bane of my existence. So they're going to chump and draw a card is the most likely outcome here. That's why I'm annoyed. But I guess I'm going to play the Elementalist first. And then attack with both of these. Yeah, so they're just going to go for the chump here. To which I say, okay. Draw your card. It's not really a chump when they do that. I mean, it's also not, like, awesome for them. But it's not a chump either. Alright, then we'll play another Shady Traveler. I guess maybe going wide with our Horde is something we should be doing. So this can come back as a pretty annoying creature. But one that we can ambush, so... Okay. That's not great. That is, though. Drawing more removal is good. So I could pass my turn. Both of these buff up, but that seems a little wacky. I think killing the Opportunist while we can is probably a good idea. Finally. Free. We're free. Okay. I was going to say, you're in trouble now. Especially because I have the Midnight Ambush in my hand. Our deck has so much removal in it that it was bound to happen eventually. That Opportunist, though, I mean... I haven't 100% decided on my topic for, I started a new series, Need to Notes, where I talk about Limited, like, once a week on, like, a sort of a mini podcast-type setting for my, on a video that comes out on Saturdays. But what I might talk about is Morbid Opportunist. Not just that, but you know what I mean. So, this is interesting. If we grab a mountain, we can't play our Blade Stitch Scob on turn 2. And I think we probably want to do that. So we're going to play an island here. We will grab our mountain, of course, but we'll do it later. Like this turn. Unless we draw a land that we can play. Man, Graveyard Trespasser is always all up in my business. What's that about? Alright. So I think we just play our other Scob and attack here. Then we'll get a mountain and we can kill this thing. We do have to discard a card to it, which might be our Drowned Amalgam. Right, so defenestrate. So now they're going to exile our Scob, which is a little annoying. Our deck's not quite as all in on the graveyard as our last one, so it won't be completely game-breaking. But it is annoying. No way around that. Alright, so we sack this. Grab our mountain. And there's Ludwig, who kind of does want there to be a graveyard. I'm trying to decide if I'd rather go after this thing, kill it here, or just keep adding to the board and attacking them. So, if it becomes night, I can't kill it with the slash anymore, but I can kill it with the Midnight Ambush. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to attack here. Play Shady Traveler. Take the 3. So if I pass the turn, I actually have both of these online, like if I make it night. And that seems pretty appealing. That'll turn into a 4/4, but we'll kill it before it matters. This will also be a... yeah, so... There's actually 3 defenestrations of Prague, Reverend Doc, believe it or not. But yeah, that is a historical event. So yeah, I think we pass our turn here and make it night. These two come online in their most powerful form. And I think I like that. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and Midnight Ambush the Glutton. We've played against so many Graveyard Gluttons so far. Resolve. Discard Drowned Amalgam, I think. So, I think we just take this too. Well, that's annoying. So, I probably fire off this slash on something. Though I certainly don't have to. Why do they keep exiling everything in this format? Alright, so... I don't think I need double blue or double black in this deck, weirdly. Guess given our hand, we'd rather have double black. Trying to decide if I want to kill the sentry, just because I can do it so efficiently, but I guess I'll still be able to. See, if they hadn't exiled stuff, we'd be in way better shape right now. Okay. Well, kind of think we have to pass the turn. I guess we do need double blue and black for this. I forgot about its ability. We're not in great shape right now. We're gonna have to block this Vengeful Strangler at some point soon, I think. I can kill it and exile it. I guess that might be worth doing. That way I don't have to deal with the aura effect. That's not good. So, see what they do here. They don't have great attacks, is the good news. Other than with their Strangler. So, I'm going to have to use Eaten Alive on that troop now, most likely. Because if I block, they're going to make me lose my Stalking Predator, and I don't really want to lose it. So I think we just take it. Yeah, you're big. It's not really what I was looking for. I guess I can cast Eaten Alive without exiling anything. But that's not that great. I just feel really overmatched here. We're just not like able to mount any sort of real defense. Another red mana would have been kind of nice. You know, with our one mountain. God, I guess we kill the troop. I guess the troop's the biggest problem. I don't know. I don't know how we get out of this. There's a lot of big creatures over there. We're just going to pay the full cost. And, yeah. Guess we'll exile the troop. They're kind of out of gas, so it's sort of like if we can weather this storm, we might be okay, but weathering it isn't easy. So we'll take 2 here. Alright, so we can play the Elementalist here, get back Eaten Alive, and cast it again. That seems pretty good. Yeah, we'll Eaten Alive, and we'll sack a creature, which will be our Elementalist, and I think we'll kill the Strangler. This might get us there. Let's hope. Yeah, I'll target the Strangler, and sacrifice the Elementalist. Which also gives Ludovic a thing to make a copy of, which could matter in the near future. This is going to shrink now, which isn't great for us, but, you know, other than that, we kind of had to do it to have a chance here, so yeah, you're unblockable. Guess my Scob's going to block this. Okay. So. X equals 1. I guess we'd rather have a copy of this on the battlefield. Can only do it at sorcery speed, of course, so... But yeah, then we can Moonrager's slash the Sentry. Do we have enough shields up to not die? Oh, no, we're dead. Yeah. Damn. They just narrowly found... I mean, I should have known it was lethal, but... We almost stabilized there, but we were kind of a turn too late. We had no way to get 2 bodies out there, unfortunately. Actually, I guess I could have played Siege Zombie. That was probably the better play, huh? So we're 1-2. This is how this format has kind of felt so far. I just feel like outmatched by most other decks. Although I think in that game, I mean, I don't know, we weren't completely outmatched, but there were definitely some problems for us. All right, I think we can keep this. You know, Forgotten Realms started really poorly for me too, and then I sort of figured it out, and it had my best record in it that I've had in any format in a while. This is another potential engine if your deck's built well for it. We had a deck that did a pretty good job with it yesterday, so like here, if they kill this with a burn spell, it's going to be a nightmare. Okay, luckily they don't, because that would have been bad. Drawing a mountain here is pretty good. We didn't actually have anything to do this turn, so it works out pretty well. I think we'll just leave the mana up for it and pass our turn here. Yeah. Okay. Do I want to kill Flame Channeler in response to that, or Ritual Guardian? I'm leaning towards Ritual Guardian because it can attack us here. I mean, the Channeler can transform and become a big problem is the alternative. Yeah, we'll kill the Channeler. We are 1-2. And then we'll take the 3 here. Scob number 2. We're gonna do that again, huh? I'm down with that. Yeah, so I think we play second Blade Stitch Scob and attack with the first one. This Amalgam is going to be a 5/6. Yeah, that's an annoying ability. Especially because if we do kill it, like, they have the means to... they get a counter no matter what, is what I'm trying to say. So we'll play this big creature here. We're going to mill ourselves, because now we have a Crawl from the Cellar target, which is pretty good. Okay. I like that. Can potentially allow for some gross stuff this turn. So I have a Siege Zombie I can get back with my Crawl from the Cellar. Three, 5, 6, 9. So I think I'm going to use Crawl from the Cellar here. Get back Siege Zombie. Put the counter on Drownyard Amalgam. And then I think we attack with the Amalgam. And if they try to set up some kind of block, we can use Revenge of the Drowned to blow it up. Okay, so I guess we probably want to bounce Outrider the most, because he's going to give them value. So yeah, we go Revenge of the Drowned, Outrider. So that's a big turn. Hopefully we can turn this into something. We did make Unruly Mob bigger, but that's not a huge problem. Interesting. Do I just swing out here? I kind of think I do. I can always crawl from the cellar, and then I have 2 other creatures I can play, so... Yeah, I think we just attack with everything here. Yep, that's fine. Then we play land. Do we crawl from the cellar to get one of them back now? Probably. Nice. Got to chain together some pretty good value there. You know, we haven't done worse than 2 and 3 yet. We're continuing that streak of mediocrity. That was a lot of fun, the value we sort of grinded together. Ground together in that game. Muy Delicioso is right. I don't think Enduring Angel... I mean, the thing is, my definition of bomb is significantly different from, like, everyone else that does a set review. A lot of people who give, like, an A- or an A to a card in set reviews would be my B+. So, I don't think it's a bomb because it is as beatable as it is. And it's so easily killable, and it doesn't necessarily... It doesn't always give you value no matter what happens, and for me, it's kind of what a bomb has to do. It's really, really good, but I don't think it's a bomb. Turn 2 Ludwig could be good. If he gets to live his life. Do we want to send the Scob out first? I don't have any graveyard value stuff in my hand right now, so I'm kind of okay with that idea. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Grim Dawn and Brave Conscript and Carisi. I haven't done a good job of keeping up with that today. Interesting. We're just going to take the 1. There's a lot of tricks they could have, and it's just not worth... Yeah. Okay, so... I think we play that. We play Ludwig. Mill another card. That Olivia's Midnight Ambush could have been nice, but what are you going to do? Thank you for the follow, Geenfort. I think we just take 1 again here if they attack us. I mean, there's no reason for us to... Like, the risk of taking 1 is much smaller than the risk of what could happen to us. So... Right, so we're going to sack this. Grab our 1 mountain. Man, we've gotten multiple Scobs with some regularity here, huh? Alright, so we're going to attack with Ludovic here. We get to mill another card. And then I think we play Scob here. They appear to be stuck on 2. They just hit their 3rd, though. So Revenge of the Drowned gives us a good body to sack to Eaten Alive. We could also just cast Eaten Alive. So that's probably just what we do now because Dredge Bridge Tracker is kind of a problem. So Briar Bridge, that is. And then we have good attacks across the board. I could transform my Ludovic here into a 5/5 Blade Stitch Scob. But I think just getting rid of that tracker is probably a little better. You know, our opponent with their 2 clue cards makes me really wish this format had more of a clue theme because clues were so fun in Eldritch Moon, the blue-green. Or actually, it was Shadows over Innistrad that was the blue-green clue deck. Because it turned into Emerge, Eldrazi Emerge, in, when Eldritch Moon came out. So that's a good thing for them to sack to that. Ooh. But now we can just kill it in response. So, I'm not too worried. I don't think we transform here, even though we can. I think we just attack past the turn. Then we can leave up both of these, which is pretty nasty. See what they do here. They may have like Blade Brand, in which case I'll have to fire off something. Yeah, there's like 10 cards in the set that make clues, maybe. Something like that. Okay, yeah. So, which of these would I rather use? It's not going to be Night anymore. I guess I'm going to do Revenge of the Drowned. I think adding a 3-power body to the board definitely matters. Yeah, this way they also don't draw the card or anything, so... This thing becoming a 4/4 could be a problem, like if they play a really cheap creature, but their mana's not really letting them do it. Okay, so... we've locked in the cemetery here. I think because the slash can kill them, I probably do that. So, it kills the, yeah. So we'll go ahead and slash this. Now our deck seems to be firing on all cylinders a little better, where we're getting, like, good creature presence, good removal. Feels better now than it did earlier. Alright, so we're going to attack. And then also play Siege Zombie here. I'd say we're in pretty good shape. Our Locked in the Cemetery is set up. We can make a copy. So, I would imagine they're going to... No, okay, they're not going to. Is it Transform time? Perhaps? 2-color decks. I mean, you can splash a 3rd color if you get enough fixing, but this format is mostly 2-color decks. It's hard to have a good mana base for 3. So, I have some options here. Like, I could copy something. That doesn't seem that great, though, frankly. I kind of think just attacking here is our best option. I mean, I could... I could make a copy of Blade Stitch Scob, which would alter... That's probably pretty good, actually. I think that's what I'll do here. X equals 1. Autopay. Make a Scob. And then we'll attack. It's reasonably likely they have something here. It's not that likely they have something that will, like, utterly save them, though. So it's... it seems unlikely, but... You know, I kind of thought you had to do that at sorcery speed. Obviously, I'm wrong. But we're going to win on our turn now. As long as we have 3 creatures, because we just play Shady Traveler, tap them all, and kill them. That's kind of crazy. Reading cards is a good idea. Aha! I see. Okay, well, we're still going to win with Locked in the Cemetery. Even though they just sort of... Yeah. So, lock you up. Alright, 3 wins! We did it. It would be cool if Crimson Vow has more of a clue archetype. And maybe it will. Is there like a murder at this wedding? Okay, that was weird. All right, let's see if we can get a winning record here. Deck has seemed, I mean, it seemed pretty good overall. Like, the games where it's played out well, I've been pretty happy. I mean, we did see what that card could do in that game in terms of, like, doing it at instant speed, but we also saw that it was sort of a liability early. So we're definitely grabbing red with our Evolving Wilds, even though we don't have blue. Hard not to in this hand. We're also more likely to draw blue naturally than we are our one mountain, so... Let's see if they discard a thing to make it a 2/3. Or if they just use it to loot, which is, I think, the more common thing you do with it, but sometimes making it a 2/3 feels pretty good. So that Memory Deluge is going to be scary later. Grab this mountain. Hey, we drew our blue naturally. How about that? This hand feels pretty good overall, I have to say. I would have liked a faster start, but I'm liking the looks of it overall. So if they just pass here, they do not. As I say, if they just pass here, could be a flip the switch. Okay. So yeah, we play our Traveler here. This is interesting. I'm excited to see what our opponent does with these component collectors. Because it seems like they have potential. So we want to play a real land here instead of our wilds, because we want to play our Gale Drifter. So they'll be able to tap down like 2 creatures, you know, and that could turn into a real thing. So they're going to do it here, I guess. Yeah, tap down both our... Our Moonrager's slashes are free now. Or not free, but cheaper. So, because we want to play our Horde, we don't play the wilds there either. I thought flip the switch was a possibility, and there it is. Okay. The awkward thing here is I don't really want to turn it today because then all my creatures are going to be tapped. Yeah. Still, I think we probably do it. I think we go Moonrager's Slash on this 2/2. I think we just swing here. I mean, they're going to hit us back for 7, but we're hitting them for 7 too. And we'll have 10 plus Moonrager's Slash next turn, which may be enough for lethal. So... yeah, I could see the Sprout being better than I expected for sure. For sure, for sure. So if they decide to let it become night, they do get to tap down creatures again, of course. These collectors, though, in this game are doing doing some pretty serious work. I've been interested to see if that was the case or not. Oh yeah, they did untap our Gale Drifter, didn't they? So they can get Flip the Switch back, but that's not especially good. They have to wait a turn for it to do a thing, so... Right, so sack our wilds. It's not really what I was hoping to draw. Guess we're going to end up making it night here if we don't cast Moonrager's Slash, but I'm kind of okay with that. They can't do enough to us on the backswing to kill us. And we still have the Slash for reach. Though, they may be able to counter it, but if I actually have enough mana that Flip the Switch won't do it, so... yeah, so I think we just end the turn here. It becomes night. Maybe they'll untap a Gale Drifter for us again. That would be cool. I'd be down. All right. So if they can make it day here, I mean, they have enough cards in their hand, they might be able to. Then we might be in trouble. But if they can't make it day, we probably win. Basically, is what we're looking at here. Our mana's been great so far. The 3 wilds plus a mountain have been really good, and our blue and black, you know, we have so many sources of all 3 of these colors that it's been pretty nice. Which is not surprising when you have 3 evolving wilds, I guess. Oh. Okay, I'm not that worried about that, actually. They can only pay it once. 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. I mean, it's 12 damage, if that's what they decide to do. It's not what they decide to do. They may be able to make it day now, though. That would be annoying. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So it's 11. It's highly unlikely they can kill us here. But let's see. The problem is, if I let them cast Flip the Switch, it will become day. And then they'll be able to tap down 2 of my things, which wouldn't be good. So 2, 4, 6, 8. We're just taking 9. I think we take it. We really have to hope they can't make it day here. Those collectors are going to make it so we can't win. There's a good chance they can, is what's gross. Yeah, so they just made it day. That probably means we lose. It depends what we draw, of course. As it often does. Because, yeah, on the next swing, they can hit us for 9. I'll only have 1 untapped creature. Let's draw something good here. Ooh. So we don't get a counter out of it, but that's probably okay. The unfortunate thing is we'll also flip it back to night. God. These component collectors, man. I know Slash is any target, but that's not going to give us lethal. Because our creatures are tapped. I'm aware of how it works. This night and day stuff with these component collectors has been kind of a nightmare. I think we probably end up surviving. Well, probably not, because they can counter our slash with flip the switch. Son of a... And we won't have any blockers, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're dead. Hitting them for 2 doesn't make any difference. Let's just hope they don't kill us. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking at. Hoping. If I leave back 1 blocker and don't change time of day here, what happens? Interesting. So I can block the 2, and I take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I can Moonrager slash the other thing. I guess that's our best option. Not changing the time of day here is our best option. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right, it won't change. Alright, fine. We also get to get rid of Memory Deluge. I don't know why I was thinking it was going to change on us. So we know they have flipped the switch. Oh my god, I think we're going to do it. We know the 1 card in their hand has flipped the switch. Oh, never mind, because they can change the time of day. Boo. Okay. So... trying to decide if I should attack here with my Stalking Predator. If they take it, they die, obviously, because we have Moonrager's slash. If they block it, I can just get it back with Crawl from the Cellar. So I think we go for it. The zombies attacking doesn't make a lot of sense when they have 1/4s out. Same thing for the 3/4. So I think we just attack with the Predator. So I could decide to kill one of these, but I think just letting them both die works out for us fine. Yeah. And then we use Crawl from the Cellar, get it back, put a counter on our Horde. So they could flip the switch here, but it's not going to do anything. Then the question is... So obviously flip the switch counters Shady Traveler now. So I think we just end our turn here. They can't kill us on the backswing. So, yeah. They have to cast 2 spells to make a day again and make our Gale Drifters not kill them. Okay, well, they might be able to do it now. This has been the game where I've had to think about night and day the most. That's annoying. We do have a lot of removal left in our deck, so that would be good. I'm a little surprised that's what they decided to do there. But okay. Taking off the Flyers offline entirely seems like it would be a little better. Okay. So we've got 9 mana, so I can do all 3 of these things, and I guess that's what I do. And pass the turn. So Sludge Monster can shrink something else when it attacks. So we have 2 4/4s of Menace now, which is good. Oh, Siege Zombie. Hello there. Maybe I just go that route now, huh? Siege Zombie plus Moonrager's Slash seems the least risky. It'll take until next turn, but I have enough. I have 6 creatures, so I can do 2. Yeah. So we pass our turn here, I think. Oh, so what they can do, though, is put Sludge Zombie, put a counter on Sludge Zombie. And take away the ability, which will be bad. But do I just swing out here and use Moonrager's Slash for the win? There's a good chance it works, because I have to not take 4 damage. And these two need 2 blockers assigned to them. They have 1 card in their hand. Of course, they also have Electric Revelation in their graveyard. I'm kind of thinking swinging out here might be our best bet. How many cards are there that wreck us? Unfortunately, a lot. So maybe I go a little more conservative here. Yeah. I guess we do. Like, because there's a really good chance they have a bounce spell. I mean, they get to draw a card, 2 cards. So the chances they hit something that can interact with us were unfortunately reasonably high. So I think passing makes the most sense there. Yeah, if they do target our Siege Zombie, obviously we'll be tapping the Decayed because they can't block anyway, so. They've got 3 cards in their hand. It doesn't seem like any of them are lands. Not loving that. They do have to cast 2 spells here. You know, that's the requirement. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're going to do this. I think maybe we win now, thanks to our Siege Zombie. Now, they could have counter magic, of course. Oh. Okay. That helps. So, locked in the cemetery on Sludge. Alright, we got there. That was a wacky game in terms of night and day because of those collectors. It took a long time to pull out the win. But we did it. Component Collector definitely was impressive in that game. I'm not sure I'm ready to sign off on it being like amazing or feeling like an uncommon, but in that game they did a lot of work. The first Nitsa Notes is already on YouTube. It's my picks for the best commons and uncommons. So, it's already there. There'll be another one next Saturday. I'm probably going to talk about overperformers and underperformers if I had to guess. Right now, that feels like what I want to talk about. I mean, it's early, but it does feel like there's a few of those. Yeah, they eventually finally ran out of a way to change it from day to night and night to day at the exact right time, basically. Actually, I guess they never really did, because we only won because of Siege Zombie. I mean, it accelerated our win anyway. Okay, I think this is a keep, especially with them going first. I mean, we obviously want more mana, but... I think we probably lead with the Scob. We really need to find a way to kill her, is our main problem right now, because she's a crazy mana dork that has a really powerful ability. We do have lots of ways to kill her in our deck. But we already lost to her. Didn't we lose our first game of the day to her? First game of this draft to a Catilda? They had like a completely absurd Catilda start, to be fair, but it did the job. Look at that. Look at the kind of things you can do with Catilda. That was a good draw. I don't think we want to attack here. I think we'll just play our Shady Traveler, who Catilda has protection from, so... I'm a little worried, though. We could kill her by giving up a creature, but I don't think we're there yet. So now they already have access to her ability to put a counter on everything, so... So maybe we are there. Yeah, we're probably going to have to kill her here. I would love to draw one of our removal spells that doesn't make us lose a creature. But, you know. Ugh. Rough. Because, I mean, we have so many removal spells in our deck that wouldn't make us kill our creature, but... That's what we're looking at here. If we do another Swamp even, I would be able to give up something a little less important. But I think we've got to get rid of her. I mean, they have so much mana, so we're just going to do it. We're going to sack a creature. And we're going to kill Catilda. Who do I give up? The Traveler's potential right now in our hand is better, but our overall potential of the Scob in our deck is much higher. So it's kind of confusing, but... Yeah, I think we lose the Scob. Yeah, no, I mean, we may have our first loss with this deck and our last loss with this deck against Catilda, which is not fun. I could slap Locked in the Cemetery on that Cathar here, just so it can only attack us once. I guess that's a decent way to use our mana. It can still attack us once, and that's a bummer, so... Yeah, we had such a sweet green-white aggro deck yesterday, so it's a little brutal to get... trampled by it twice in this draft. After ours kind of underperformed. Yeah, so they've got some nice attacks here, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just going to take the 4. I guess they're just like, I may as well keep my Cathar as a blocker, I guess. Do love me some Search Party Captain. Oof. Okay, so... I guess we play Shady Traveler number 2. End our turn. So they can change it to Night, and that'll give them, it seems like, given the deck construction, a very good chance of drawing a card with the Dawn Guard. But that would also turn these into 4/4s with Menace, so I guess I would take that. Hey, there's Defenestrate. Not super useful immediately, but there it is. Guess we'll play another 2/3. They line up pretty well on this board. Well, we couldn't have cast Revenge of the Drowned anyway, so it doesn't hurt my feelings too much. We'd actually like to draw a land more. Uh-oh. So +1/+1 to their whole board right here is big deal, because it makes these search party captains capable of attacking us. So we can kill the Wardens on our turn, but we have to endure a pretty ugly amount of damage here. Although, if they only do 6, I'm not going to be too sad. Yeah, we're just going to take 6. Right, we drew the land, but we have to defenestrate the Wardens. And end our turn. If I waited to kill it on their upkeep, they could have had ways to protect it, is the main reasons. Main reason I didn't do it that way. Oh, yeah, I guess them being 4/4s is nice. It's probably a reasonable point. There's also a chance they could have protected it and we would have been wrecked, but I think the upside of the 2 4/4s might have been higher. You might be right. So I could make Ludwig into a copy here and then just pass the turn. It would draw them a card, but then I'd have 3 massive creatures. They'd have 7 attackers, and I could only block 3, but I'd block the 3 biggest, and I would take, like, 6. That might just be our best play here. Oh, we don't have double black. Just kidding. It's not an option. So, probably just play our Gale Drifter. Okay, so they can probably kill us here with a mass pump spell, but yeah. So here's what we're gonna try to do. Highly likely they have a mass pump spell, of course. So 4, 6, 7, 8. We'll just block one of these, and I think we're dead. Yeah, the 2-mana pump. Even the combat trick would be big. The +2/+2 trick would be pretty big. Oh, I took lethal anyway. I'm playing real sharp today. So I could have blocked a little better there and not died maybe, but it's pretty likely they had the trick, and that's why they didn't use it, is because I didn't block correctly. So, well, that's okay. I mean, this deck did pretty well. I think it probably did about as well as it should have. 4 and 3 seems reasonable for this deck. For sure, like, should have blocked better there to force them to use their trick, but they would have killed us, so. Either way, I think we were dead. They had some way to blow us out there. Otherwise they wouldn't have attacked with everything anyway.